Come, all of you good workers, good news to you I'll tell, of how the good old Union has come in here to dwell.
Which side are you on? Which side are you on?
After the destruction of the Manitoba Farm Bureau over the Roe debate, there was an effort to construct another farm organization. So I went to some of the founding meetings of the Keystone Agriculture Producers, and I found there was a mentality there. In fact, I was told this directly. They did not want to accommodate small farmers because they saw us as to be an impediment to technology and the whole development and the rationalization into larger and stronger farm units. And so I didn't find a home there. And then in about 1983, I was approached by Ken Sigurdsson to become a member of the Farm Union. And I joined the Farm Union, and very quickly I found a home there. I found people that shared the value of community, of diversity in agriculture, and keeping food close to people. And farm organizations traditionally rise up. It's a grassroots revolt against some injustice. They accumulate huge membership over a period of about 3 years, and then they very quickly fade away. The Farmers Union rose up out of a very bad conglomeration of tough economic circumstances in the 1960s, got a huge membership, and should have faded away. And for a while we did fade. And for a while, if you followed the projections, one could think that perhaps Jake Schultz's prediction, we were going to outlast the longevity of others. But then suddenly, about 4 or 5 years ago, the curve started to turn around. And now the membership is growing. The audience is listening.
I think there's something fascinating when you're in international meetings to see that farmers from the South, from the global South, and farmers from the global North often are told that they're competing against each other. And actually, when we sit down in a room together, it turns out that we have a lot of common ground. And it's really important, I think, for farmers from the global South to see that actually in the North, we're not doing so well here either. Our food system isn't perfect. This industrial model hasn't been good for us. And that way we can kind of work together on positive solutions and push away a lot of that rhetoric that we are told often from international corporations and others. We also end up doing solidarity work because we have friends and we are allies with these people as well. So for example, we've done some solidarity work around the coup in Honduras, around the massacre of peasants in Brazil, some human rights work as well as work that's directly tied to agriculture. Our main focus is still, and should be still, at the Canadian level and at the local and domestic level. But I really feel like our work would be enhanced if we, the more that we make those connections and the more that we understand that we're talking about the same things here as, farmers in Honduras are talking about, as farmers in Mali are talking about. And also there's so much to learn from the international work. Every time we have a delegate from the National Farmers Union attend an international event, they come back with all of this knowledge. We've been very good at participating internationally, and we need to still work on bringing that home in an effective way.
Oh, the poor old dirt farmer, he's lost all his corn. And now where's the money to pay off his loan? He lost all his corn, can't pay off his loan. He lost all his corn. Well, the poor old dirt farmer, he only grows stone. He grows
The youth have had a voice in the NFU since the very beginning. We definitely have an advantage that it's been 40 years. You know, in 1969, an organization anywhere in Canada that was recognizing the voice of the youth was almost unheard of. I think in order for young people to get involved again in farming at the rate in which we need them to, they really need to start seeing that there's a secure future in it. There needs to be a lot more support from policymakers and from organizations and from the general public. You know, there's a lot of social discrimination that's going on even nowadays against, you know, rural life in general, also against choosing farming as a career. And we need to get over that, and we need to start realizing that without more people getting involved, we're really not going to have a food system at all.
And so the major function of the National Farmers Union is really information, motivation, and activity. Unfortunately, the common belief in the world is that you should negotiate from a position of weakness. And the one thing that we learned, and anybody who learns in negotiation, is you always have to know what the other guy has that you need, and you have to know what you've got that he needs. The first to cooperate will lose. That's first lesson in negotiation. Know where your power is. The fact that we're converting fossil fuel into toxic material, fertilizer, chemicals, herbicides, insecticides, all of which are toxic. And they have so much power that you have a centralization of power that if the prices go up, the costs immediately go up and capture the margins and leave the farmers in a negative position, despite all else. And it seems to me that it's now time to rethink the whole basis of how we farm. And we now know that we can do organic farming, that we don't have to use these materials. We change our farming methods, and we produce wholesome food.
Dusty old farmer out working your field, hanging down over your tractor wheel. The sun beating down turned the red paint to orange, and rusty old patches of steel. There's no farmer songs on that car radio, just cowboys, truck drivers, and pain. Well, this is my way to say thanks for the meal, and I hope there's no shortage of rain. Straw hat and old dirty hankies, mopping a face like a shoe. Thanks for the meal, here's a song that is real, from a kid from the city to you. Straw hat and old dirty hankies, mopping a face like a shoe. Thanks for the meal, here's a song that is real, from a kid from the city to you.
I've traveled around this country, from shore to shining shore. It really made me wonder the things I heard and saw. I saw the weary farmer a-plowing sod and loam. I heard the auction hammer just a-knocking down his home. But the banks are made of marble, with a guard at every door, and the bolts are stuffed with silver that the farmer sweated for.
When the Union's inspiration through the workers' blood shall run, there can be no power greater anywhere beneath the sun. Yet what force on earth is weaker than the feeble strength of one? But the Union makes us strong. Solidarity forever. Solidarity forever. Solidarity forever. For the Union makes us strong. Is there aught we hold in common with the greedy parasite who would lash us into serfdom and would crush us with his might? Is there anything left to us but to organize and fight? For the Union makes us strong. Solidarity forever. Solidarity forever. Solidarity forever. For the Union makes us strong. It is we who plowed the prairies, built the cities where they trade, dug the mines and built the workshops, endless miles of railroad laid. We stand outcast and starve amidst the wonders we have made, but the Union makes us strong. Solidarity forever. Solidarity forever. Solidarity forever. For the Union makes us strong. In our hands is placed a power greater than their hoarded gold, greater than the might of armies magnified 1,000-fold. We can bring to birth a new world from the ashes of the old, for the Union makes us strong. Solidarity